Hey guys, Anthony DeMedico. I'm here in West Bend, Wisconsin with Jason Stendahl, founder of TRS, Total Restoration Services. We're down here literally in downtown West Bend, Wisconsin.
Downtown West Bend, Wisconsin. This was an old motel back in the day.
Now you're a contractor here. I've known you for 7 years.
Yes.
But I didn't know your full story. You grew up here in West Bend, Wisconsin.
Born and raised West Bend, Wisconsin. 47 years, family farm and roofing business.
We're sitting on a roof today. It's a Spine Saturday, early May.
Beautiful day.
Hopefully a good storm season.
It's coming. It's coming. We've had a lot of storms in Wisconsin.
Not catastrophic, but just enough, to create a little bit of business sometimes.
Yeah, we're here to help. We can provide any sort of needs with storms here, and actually the entire state of Wisconsin, Illinois. We're on limited license in Illinois, so commercial, residential. We've got license in Missouri and Indiana as well, but we're headquartered out of West Bend.
Tell me a little bit. Now you're a roofing contractor. You're a general contractor. You do a lot of different types of roofs. We're going to get into that in a minute. Tell me a little bit about where we're at. It's kind of a nostalgic downtown West Bend. Tell me about growing up here. Was this always here? How old are some of these buildings?
Yeah, so these buildings are probably over 100 years old down here downtown. Yeah,
it's got a real nostalgic look.
These are original buildings that some of them they're starting to restore them down here. And I know the city of West Bend has been giving out some grants to get we got a river way over behind us here that they're rebuilding the Milwaukee River, and they've given out grants to restore some of these buildings. And some of these roofs down here, are starting to get replaced. We're working on quite a few of them actually.
This is one of your projects here
that we're on right here. Yeah, downtown is the Garden Lounge downtown West Bend. A gentleman named Jeremy Hahn owns this building. And
hi, Jeremy.
So
see us on social media.
Yep, right. Someday. And
what are you doing on my roof on a Saturday?
Right. Growing up down here, there's been a lot of businesses down here. There's a lot of our small businesses. They try to keep the small business going down here. A lot of activity. They just redid all the streets down here. But I
love the oldest. This kind of reminds me of certain parts of like St. Paul, Minnesota, where I grew up, or Hudson, Wisconsin.
Yeah, Hudson.
It has the same type of look.
Yeah, they've done a lot of great work down here. It's neat to come down here. You got your nightlife here. You've got some old movie theater. There's an old movie theater down here, jewelry, shopping centers. They do a lot down here in the holidays and walks.
Where's that place we had a steak last night? That was
yeah, we went to the Riverside.
Yeah, right down the street.
Right up the street here. Wonderful food. One of my favorite places here in West Bend to go eat. I grew up on the south side of West Bend. We had a family farm over there, which was back then country. Mm-hmm. Now it's city. We got Walmart.
Quite a few acreage too, correct?
Yep, a few hundred. Yep. So it was a fun time to grow up in those days.
Now, have you been in? I know you do a lot of different roofs and roofing systems and contracting. Were you in the roofing business your whole life, or when did you get involved?
So I grew up farming and roofing. So I grew up on a more or less a farm, and my father was a roofer. I've learned from him, and it's kind of one of those things.
Hi, Dad.
Hi, Dad. One of those.
You never know. He might see it. So
yeah. He really showed me the ropes on everything that I know, and I grew up in the commercial roofing aspect. He was a commercial roofer. So
what was the name of his company?
Well, he was Hudson Commercial Roofing, and he was up in the Hudson area. So he
was right across from where I grew up.
Yeah, absolutely. So I did a lot of work up there, and he also worked with a lot of commercial roofers down in the Milwaukee market. He worked for Langer Roofing for a long time, which is a big commercial roofer in the industry. In residential stuff we did all kinds of work. But commercial.
Now, you say did roofing? Did you actually get up and yourself install roofs?
So I've installed roofs.
We got a real roofing contractor here. Ain't left.
I actually, grew up, got the arthritis in the arms. I have put roofs on my entire life.
Shingles, 10, 12 pitches.
Yeah, I love them. 10, 12s, 14.
Hand nail, guns?
I started out hand nailing.
Hand nail, okay.
Yep, I was a hand nailer. Started out hand nailing, and then obviously when the guns came out, that was the new thing. So we grew into the nailing. But, and a lot of it, I grew up with built up tar roofs, and grew up with, CPO wasn't a big thing back then. It was just coming out. EPDM, like this single ply roof here that we're on, is a lot. What we that I grew up with. So, removing, cutting the roofs, getting down to the deck, roofing systems. We've done all kinds of stuff. Metal, and it's one of the things that I like to, I in business, went into the residential roofing, because it was the easy way to go in.
Now, what year did you started working with your dad when you were younger? What year did you become an entrepreneur?
2002. Entrepreneur. Thought I knew everything. Free enterprise. I went out, thought I had the world by the balls.
2002?
2002. Went out.
In West Bend?
Yep, right here in West Bend. I left Hudson, Wisconsin in 2002. Father gave me a van, said, here, you think you know so much? Here you are. The way I went. Came back home here. And
it was 22 years ago.
Yeah.
22 years?
22 years ago. That was when I started my first entrance into actual roofing. So came down here, sold my first couple roofs from knocking doors, putting flyers out, hand flyers, referrals, and went out there and tore them off, shingled them myself.
Oh, really?
Yep, all by myself.
Those customers, were they happy?
Yeah, still are. Actually, I've got a few customers from back in 20 years ago that called me up and want to come back, take a look at their roofing system yet. So, it's a craft. I don't think there's a lot of guys out there anymore that are still, have the passion or the quality sense.
I used to be a general contractor that did roofs like you, but I think I came up with the term paper contractor, and I'm not ashamed to admit it.
Yep.
We subbed everything out. I was more of a sales and marketing machine.
Yeah.
And by virtue of being a GC, you typically would find a subcontractor that specializes in, shingles, metal, tile, flat, and you sub it out and you try to find qualified subs and really focus on your sales and marketing machine and operating in multiple trade space. But I didn't actually do the roofing with my hands. I didn't grow up in roofing. And I think a lot of the contractors these days, someone might be watching this right now, tend to be more what they call paper contractors, where they sub it out to more experienced crews or subcontractors that actually know those type of trades. But a lot of the owners these days haven't actually done the work with their hands. I'm one of them. I don't even, not in the brick and mortar business anymore. But as and I've known you for 6-7 years, but I didn't until I came out here. I really didn't understand your business model, and I just assumed, like everybody else, you sub these things out. I was surprised to learn that you do low slope, steep slope, metal, tile, shingle, flat, asbestos. Whatever. You actually have your own in-house crews for all these different types of roofing systems. Literally W-2. It's unusual these days to find it.
It's very unusual. We, I started out with, I learned from having an actual roofing company, following and watching my father, how, they build a business, right? He got employees. So I came into it, did my own roofs, so I had enough money, and my mother, she joined in, so I got to give her some credit.
Your mom did roofs too?
No, she helped the funding part of it, she was there to, get the old son off the table, but she was a part of that. And we grew to 17 employees that were W-2 employees doing roofing. And, I struggled through those times, but it really taught me how to run and operate a business. And then I got introduced to the storming season in about 2006 and 2008 is when I started dabbling and got into
storm restoration.
Storm restoration, yeah.
This is the space I came from.
Correct.
For viewers watching this, might be homeowners, we're talking about, here in the U.S., we call it the storm restoration industry. Is last year they bid on $136 billion in property casualty claims.
Yeah.
Things like fire, flood, tornado, hailstorms, like what you get here, hurricanes like Florida. And a lot of people don't realize how big of an industry that really is. $136 billion.
It's huge.
And every year it's $100 billion plus. And so, inadvertently, if you're a GC, a roofing contractor, a restoration contractor, even if you don't like the word storm chasing, you almost have to become a storm catcher. Because it's in your backyard, and if you don't have the ability to deal with insurance claims and helping people in that process, you really lose a lot of market share, and you're not really having the capacity to help homeowners. So you almost have to learn that model.
Yeah, you do, and I love that I learned the model, and I'm not against anyone that does that model, and there's a lot of successful people out there that run paper contractor. It just wasn't a fit for our company. We went to it, and I was introduced to it, and we tried it, and we got rid of everyone, went to the 1099, and our quality really took a dive, and I didn't like that. So
now your managers, your sales associates, they're all
W-2.
Again, that's unusual as well.
It is. So we have a full staff in our office, from our production to sales manager, inside sales guys, all of our sales staff. And as far as we have service techs that go out and leave in our trucks with a service vehicle every morning. They get a work order to go out and do something. I'm mostly on commercial work, or some, we make mistakes too. We're not a perfect contractor, It's that's one thing I think that we pride ourselves on too. Everyone makes mistakes. When you do the quality or quantity of roofs in a year, you just aren't going to be perfect. We try, but we're not. But
you feel like having employees over 1099s gives you more control in terms of quality control,
100%,
scheduling and people showing up,
100%,
training, being consistent.
I remember days of having a crew and you're telling the homeowner, hey, we'll be there tomorrow at 8, and then you got the homeowner call and say, where's their guys?
That was me.
Yeah, right. And then it's like, then the crew lost their ladder, had a flat tire, the van broke down, to know that Jimmy down the road is using them. So really what it is I didn't like the fact that I was training guys, and then my competitors. I really don't consider a lot of people competitors. I like to work with everyone, but they're just swapping crews. So what I did is I developed a guy in the roofing industry that I knew that I had to do to compete is have the Hispanic workforce. Just having what I say to white guys, their workforce it's just not there. I mean, their workforce is there, but the model that the Hispanics have is having a team. It's really a production process.
Well, it's tough to find I hate to use the word white crew, but it's tough to find a non-Latino crew that's on a 10-12 asphalt shingle roof these days. You try to run two Latinos, so it's part of the labor force.
So I had to figure out a model that worked for our company to be able to bring these guys in-house. And we started with one, and we started with one, and then we brought his crew in, and we just started developing that W-2 position for these guys. And it worked. And so now we developed a second crew, and that now is working. And honestly, we have about unlimited workforce that we can provide. And the beauty of having a W-2 employee is that every guy that works for us is trained and certified. So when we go to a low slope EPDM, Mulehide gave us a certification to be able to install this roofing system.
By the way, what are you doing? This is one of your projects here.
This is one of our projects. So this project here that we're sitting on is that this roofing system is a single ply rubber that with it's got a hardboard underneath it, but this is still a good to be. And actually, the metal's still good. If somebody would just maintain these buildings, all this would need is a fresh coat of paint to keep this thing and last 100 years. But on this job is we'll go by and we'll kind of touch up any of the flashings out on this roof, and then we're going to put a...
Sure, you're not going to get a replacement.
We will replace
coping metal?
Yep, so we'll take this off, and then what we do is CertainTeed has a coating, a silicone coating for low slope, and we're a certified contractor for them, so we...
You power wash this for...
Power wash it, it's a process. So we come in, fix it, touch up all the flashings, then we'll come through and do a liquid flashing on all the pipes and stuff like that. It's called a mastic. And then we come back and we can either roll it or spray it. We have a sprayer as well. So we'll come in, we'll probably spray. This one will probably roll because it's just a nice little easy roof, but we'll roll this onto a certain mill, and we can give this owner here on this building 25-year lease proof.
25-year labor warranty on top of the...
Correct. Yeah, it's a no dollar.
Most are 10 years.
It's a no dollar limit warranty.
Okay.
So
I heard a lot of 10 years employees. I don't see this is 25.
25, and it's warranted right by CertainTeed. So it's not by me. I go out of business. They get.
So they get the manufacturing warranty.
Yep. And they get actually what I like to tell customers is a VIN number. I register it, and they'll get a card saying this is who installed it, this is the date, and this is the number if you ever have problems. I always tell people, give me a call, right? Because I want to take care of our issues. But if I'm not around, let's get real. We're 50, right? It's we all got that exit. We all got that exit strategy. So I plan maybe 10 more years in this industry. I don't know where my life takes me in 10 years. I got little girls yet. So, but it's.
But if we come up here, what are you doing? This next month, couple of weeks?
So we just signed this one. So this one we should be doing. I would think probably within the 30 days here. We'll be doing.
So we come back here in a month. It's going to have a new look, coat. You got new coping metal.
Coping, yep.
A new 25-year warranty.
Yep.
And you did all that. You didn't have to replace the roof.
Correct. And it's about half the cost.
So a lot of roofing contractors. I used to be one of them. They want to replace whole roofs.
Yes.
Sometimes the coating is actually a fast-growing industry because you're able to extend that warranty, preserve the old roofing system which keeps your R value.
Right. Yeah.
And not have to replace the roof and disturb operations below and all that kind of stuff.
And the other beauty of it is they can go 25 year, and we can even go a lower mill thickness onto the coating. They can go 10 year. In 9 years, we can come up here, we spray the roof off and put another coating on, and it's even a fraction of a cost lower than that, and it gives them another 10-year warranty on it. So you can keep up to that warranty on that coating, which now brings a huge value. So a lot of people always look at what I see in the paper contractor. They're looking for that peak number right away. I look for what can I do to help this customer in longevity of this roof. How can I make that roof last for them and service that roof? And then, you know, a lot of people don't understand a little bit of money over all these years. And by that time, let's say 10 years, this roof is ready, or you may know somebody else downtown here that says, hey, this will help us out, and so on and so on. So I look at it as residual, you know, work. So
now you do a lot of expertise in specialty roofs, low slope, steep slope. We also do your total restoration services. I know you do like windows, doors, siding, soffits, gutters. I mean, anything on the outside. It's a lot of stuff on the inside as well.
Yeah. So by trade, I'm a roofer. Windows.
That's your niche.
That's my niche. I love it. I don't know if there's many people that have as much of a passion as I do. I love it. I love helping them. But we do. We have a division of TRS, which is Windows Preferred. And we do help with windows and doors and patios and commercial doors and windows and things like that. Yeah, siding comes along with the territory of the residential roofing. Do I like it? No, not
I was
really.
thinking an old building like this, because most of the old windows here, and other things, other than the stucco, other things than just the roof. You also have a commercial maintenance division, correct?
We do.
So you come back and do quarterly inspections, and I'm sure you can find there's some things right here in addition to the roof that you might be able to help and recommend this property, to restore the value of the property or help protect it.
Absolutely. So I mean, looking at this building, I mean, they've had some issues that you'll see on the side of the building, and we've already had this discussion with this property owner. Yep, correct. And he's talking to us about the windows, and then he's also talking about the stucco, because what happens with that stucco is we can do anything on this roofing system, but if water gets in that stucco, which is now overlapping our roofing system, it can still cause problems on there. And that's the biggest thing. A lot of people don't understand. This roofing system's in great shape. It's never the field that these roofs. I hear it all the time. My roof's junk. My roof's junk. It's not actually.
Now, is this one leaking at all, or is just this time?
This one isn't leaking, but this is a big building, so on the other end there's another roof attached to this. That one is leaking. So, but it's always the maintenance. We can catch these things. So having a contractor that can service your roofing system, especially in commercial, even residential, pipe boots on a residential one, those are neoprene gasket around the pipe. They wear out 5 years. And you should have somebody checking that. First call, leak, right? First thing I look at. Right to the pipe hook, right? Stick your finger right in it. I said, that's your leak. The rest of your roof that got damaged was because of that one leak that could have been saved from a $5 pipe hook. So.
See, I love this old brick and the stucco. I'm just imagining, new coated metal, recoat this roof. It'd be nice to do a little facelift on that wall.
Yeah, it'd give it
it's such a beautiful old building.
And you can see it from downtown when you're coming up the street. It'd be a nice, looking facade.
The resale value of the property.
Absolutely.
I know a lot of commercial building owners nationwide, especially because there's a lot of shortage there. There's a lot of open space now because vacancies.
Right.
And a lot of people are starting to look at maybe selling their buildings.
Yeah.
Or another thing that you do that's unique is you advise your commercial building owners on section 179, which a lot of people don't understand. So like here, Jason actually has it's a presentation pack that shows a commercial building owner how to qualify for the Section 179 tax deduction, which a lot of people don't know. In 2018, under the Trump tax code revisions, commercial building owners, if they were to replace this roof or do any kind of windows, which is energy efficient, or anything to do with walls or doors, that's now 100% tax deductible in the first year, up to $1.16 million. It used to have to be depreciated over 35 years.
Yes.
A lot of commercial builders don't know that, and don't know how to qualify for it. So one thing that you do that I think is really cool, besides just doing the work, is showing these commercial building owners how to get the tax deduction through a unique tax calculator, so that this work is tax deductible.
Absolutely.
And then even if they, even if you showed me that, even if they finance it, or even if it's an insurance claim, they can still take the deduction for the full amount as long as they put into service, which allows them now to reduce taxable income in some other areas of their business. I just think you're not just a roofing contractor anymore. I don't want to say you're a tax advisor, but that's a hell of a tax deduction.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, that helps. Every commercial property owner I've talked to, they didn't even know that you could do this. So,
A lot of people missed it because it happened in 2018, and tax codes this high. A lot of CPAs don't even understand it's
right.
It's applied to capital improvements and energy efficiency, but that happens to include commercial roofs, windows, doors, walls. Anything that improves the efficiency of the structural integrity of the property.
Yeah. It's a great source for the commercial property owner. One other thing that we do, one thing I wanted to mention is that not only all this low slope but metal. We're purchasing a roll former to be able to do standing seam metal and a bender so that it's all automated. We have one of the, a big Chicago break in there we bend up our coping metals with, but it takes a lot of muscles and work.
Standing seam metal story is really increasing in popularity.
It is. So we got we're working on a full fabrication shop where we can do, copper, metal, aluminum, diamond roofing out of Canada.
All right, guys. Well, Jason, thanks for having me out here. I've never been to West Bend. I've been to different parts of Wisconsin. Beautiful little historic area here. Hey, guys, if you're watching this right now, if you're a commercial building owner, residential property owner, anywhere in the state of Wisconsin and Illinois.
Yep, all of Illinois.
Illinois. Jason Stendahl, TRS, Total Restoration Services. He's got a real niche in the roofing industry. If you're a commercial building owner, he can talk to you about how to take advantage of that Section 179 tax deduction to improve the value of your property, maybe make a decision before it expires in 2024.
Yeah.
Probably at the end of 2024, it might end.
Yeah.
Depending on
so we're coming up on some time on that.
Guys, get a hold of him. I'm sure he's got what do they call it? Just call
me.
Yeah, call me.
That's the tagline. So, but I want to say, hey, I appreciate Anthony Domenico also coming out, taking the time to come out and help us on some of our, recruiting strategies. And we got some new people in our office, more than what we're able to get in there. So it's coming out and then being able to get out.
It's a tough market recruiting these days.
It's very tough. But
it was bad during COVID, but it really hasn't changed. I mean, there's still that, especially at the younger audiences and the younger positions, people are. I don't know if they're just not searching for jobs or opportunities, or it just takes work.
Yeah, it does. But we thank you for coming out.
Yeah.